Hello, everybody. This is James Daly once again, and I'm going to do Oh Give Thanks by Judith Christie McAllister in all 12 keys for my practice session on today. Let's go. All right, so the hesitation started in A, but I made it out of it without making the actual mistake. Then when I got into B flat, I actually hesitated on the "for he is worthy" on that pivot note right there, and then on the I had another hesitation in B. So not outright mistakes, but hesitations coming in on the last three keys, of course. All right, so let's go through it two more times. I have a busy day today, so I'm going to try to get through this and not belabor you too long here. All right, let's try it again. Let's go. All right. And my leg is hurting now, so I got to no foot pedal. All right, so let's see how this goes. Wow. Okay. Major. Wow. Okay. Whoa. Really? Wow. Okay. All right. All right. That's crazy. Brain fart. Now it goes. Yikes. All right, a lot of mistakes in that second time around, more so than the first time around. So I'm going into the avalanche of mistakes syndrome right now. AMS, avalanche of mistakes syndrome, and it's happening. So I'm gonna go through it one last time. Like I said, I'm not gonna hold it long. I'm gonna at least commit to doing it 3 times over, because I do have a busy day today. But all right, let's do it one last time. See what happens. No foot pedal, by the way. fingers are collapsing on me all of a sudden. Wow. I'm too far in the game to be making these mistakes right now. Okay. Not happy. I had a great day yesterday. It was good yesterday. Today is trash. Not excited about it. I think what's going to happen is when we hit September, I'm going to move on to a new song, but I'm going to warm up with Oh Give Thanks and on 12 keys before I move on practicing to the next song. Therefore, the glitch and ridiculous, annoying. That way I could continue to practice it and not lose it. Because I have it up to speed. It only took like 20 minutes to do this, so it'll be 20 minutes added to the practice going through it. Maybe not 3 times, but maybe once. I know I said 3 times. Maybe I should go over it once I'm starting to incorporate the new song in every key. So I'll go over it once as a warm up in every key and then start practicing the new song. I think that's probably how I'll do it. So I won't stay on this because I want to move on. I'm going to move on from it. But I'm going to continue to practice it by incorporating it as a warm up. I think so that will work out. It's going to make it a longer video, but that's okay. I need to video my progress. What I'm also finding the imperfections in my playing that I don't like. The stuff I do and how the feel of the chords and how I play it and choppiness and all that other kind of stuff. And I'm noticing stuff with the bass line. I'm hitting other notes. And before I hit the main note or something like that, just like extra notes in general. So I got to work on my left hand when I'm playing the bass instead of hitting notes just to hit them. Stop doing that. And also the way I play chords. I'm doing these things with the chords, like moving my fingers when I shouldn't be. I should be a little bit more still. So I'm finding some messiness and some sloppiness in my playing that I don't like. And so, especially when I'm doing the other song, I know For the Lord is Good. I looked at the video. I replayed it and I looked at it and I said, oh, I don't like the way I sound. I was noticing stuff I was doing. So when the next time I recorded the video, like the last one I did yesterday, I touched up on it and I made it sound a little bit more smooth. Instead of more clunky and sloppy like it was before and choppy and stuff like that. It smoothed out, and it was a big difference. I'm knowing I'm overdoing some things with my fingers when I hit chords, and I'm doing it all the time, and it's ridiculous. It's not good, and that's an advantage of recording my sessions because I can look it over and see feedback, stuff I can use to improve. So the channel I'm using it for what it was, as an accountability tool, as a feedback tool, something I could listen to and see, and stuff I could build on my improvements. So a couple of things I noticed today. Maybe what contributed to my mistakes, because I do have a lot on my mind. That could be it. Yesterday I was talking about mindfulness. While playing and focusing on what you're playing instead of like going in la la land. Well, I was there a lot today. And there was a couple of points where I was really in fantasy world in my thoughts. And it caused me to trip up. That's most likely the reason why. Now, again, there could be argument. It is if the song is under my fingers and I've played it so much, it should be muscle memory at the moment, and I could do other things. Like, I see musicians talking, I see musicians standing up, looking around. I know I saw one video, I think was it Corey Henry? I think he did something with his hand crossed over, some mess like that, something like that. And playing, you do all kinds of stuff. And so, I guess that's an argument too. Once it's ingrained, right, it will go on autopilot without thought and without you trying to move your fingers in a certain way. So I guess my question is, what does it take for me to reach that point? How long do I have to do a song over and over and over and over again for like months or weeks before it actually is automatic? How many times do I have to repeat before it's automatic? Because I also don't want to get stuck in a trap where I'm playing the same thing over and over and over again and I don't move on to the next. So how do you police yourself? How do you monitor yourself in a way to know, okay, it's time for me to move on to the next? Because you could get comfortable so much, in playing what you already know. Because that's the problem already. That's what's wrong already. That's why people get stuck in the transpose button, because it hurts mentally. It hurts mentally to go outside your comfort zone and to learn new things. It hurts mentally. It is a strain mentally. It's stress mentally. And I'm feeling some of that now. The anxiety is coming for me as it's time for me to move on to the next song. I'm having anxiety about the next song. I am. Because it's going to be slow. It's going to be clunky. It's going to sound a mess. And it's going to slow me down compared to what I'm used to with Oh Give Thanks. Even though I'm still messing up, it can be done 3 times in all 12 keys in 20 minutes now. Before it was like an hour, and then it was 30 minutes, and now it's 20 minutes. And if I eliminate talking, it's probably even quicker. If I just go around and don't stop, it'd probably be even faster. So now to come from that to square one is a mental strain. It's mental pain. And now I'm starting to feel the anxiety of the moment where, okay, September's here. I got to start the new song. And then recording it, I feel like, is it worth it? I'm starting to feel my old self set in. Today, I felt like skipping altogether. I didn't feel like it. But I got up and I did it. Because I'm super tired, and that doesn't help either. Being super tired at work and not wanting to get out of bed and knowing that I have another third shift night coming on tonight. It's like, oh, I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing this. But I got up and did it anyway. So I feel my old demons coming. I feel it coming along. It's like, oh, well, you could skip today. You don't have to do it. You're tired, or you'll get to it later. That's a common one for me. Oh, you just wait till later. And then later comes, and then the wifey's home. It's time to go to work and hustle and bustle around the house and interruptions where I can't get by myself. And thank God now my son's back in school, but he's out of school in about an hour. So, all those things. And I got to take him to his drum lesson tonight. So, and then go to work. So my mind was like, oh, do it later. And I was like, no, let's do it now. I resist it, but I feel the tension. I feel the pain, the stress, the mental stress of doing this. I feel it. So, y'all pray for me. I don't think I'm going to get this without mistakes or hesitation by the end of this month. But it's okay. I'm going to continue practicing it every day before I start the new song that I take in every key. And we'll build along from there. And then hopefully it will get better. I hope to see some improvement. Because, if I'm making mistakes here, when I get in church setting, what's going to happen? Playing at home is one thing. And when you go in front of a live audience and play, then it switches. Your brain switches. It's like you played it perfectly at home. Now you get in front of an audience and it all messes up. Just like, I have that same experience with choirs, dealing with choirs. You teach a choir one thing at Thursday night rehearsal. By the time Sunday rolls around, they fall apart. They forgot everything you taught them. It's the observer effect, right? Things change and get in front of people. All eyes are on you, so now changes are happening. The molecules change, everything changes when watched. It's called the observer effect. Look it up. Scientific. They sent a scientist in there to look at molecules. The molecules started changing. Yeah. So, the same thing happens to us. When you shed a light on something, it changes. When you put awareness on something, it changes. And I mean, that could be a benefit. Yes, it's not a bad thing. It could be a good thing. Awareness is neutral. It could be good and bad. But what I notice is that, I'll play it perfectly today. But then if I try to play it in church like that, avalanche of mistakes. AMS, avalanche of mistake syndrome. And so, all right, well, I'm done talking. Well, thank you for watching. Talk soon. God bless.